Well, hello everybody. It's going to be a little bit of a different background here. It's in the low 60s, but my top is down. I have a meeting right after this. So I was going to give you just a couple of moments for everyone to get on, and hopefully that you can hear even with the background noise. I had a discussion with one of my clients yesterday, and it was around goals. And sometimes we get, hey, Courtney, how do we get stuck even though we have a goal that we were really wanting? Hey, Frank, thanks for coming on. And, one of the things I wanted to do is really address how to embrace goals and how to design them so they're really working for us instead of against us. And so to answer the question, are big goals blocking your success? The answer is could be. So let's take a look at it. Because what we do is we get really excited when we're making goals. And we have a tendency to, maybe bite off a little more than we can chew. We get that exuberance, we get caught up in the moment, and we have this big, juicy, audacious goal. Now, the goal in and of itself is not bad necessarily, but we're going to take apart a little bit during this Facebook Live on how to really design it. And so, big goals really are not bad or good until they stop you. And what happens is that we can make a goal so big that I use the analogy of a circuit breaker. A circuit breaker goes off and all of the energy, all of the power goes away. And so what we're looking at is that, if that goal is so big that we can't get our arms and minds around it, what happens with it? It really gets stuck. And so we have this tendency to think that, okay, we're going to have this, let's say you were in the $100,000 range in income, and all of a sudden you have this big goal of doing $1 million. Nothing wrong with the goal, but that stretch is probably a little too big in one bite. And so the circuit breaker analogy really works because you can have all the power in the world, you can have all of the elements to really give you the benefit of what you're wanting, but if that circuit breaker blows at that moment, you're not going to get the result that you want. And so you want to stretch. You really want to stretch but not break. And what I look for usually, and let's look at a money goal because that's one of the most common goals that we have in our lives. We can go about 130% of what our normal is, what we consider our normal, before we start getting that feeling of urgency. Hey, Lloyd, thanks for joining. And that sense of urgency can, again, slow us down. So one of the things that I want to look at is the difference between a vision and a goal. A vision is that long-term picture, that ultimate result that we want in our lives. A goal, most of the time, it's not always, but most of the time, is a section of that vision. It's not the whole vision. So if your vision is $1 million in income in one particular year, the goal is a part of that first step, whatever that might look like for you. But being able to chunk it down, to get it into those bite-sized pieces where we can get our arms around it, but also have that excitement around it. That's why I look at about 130% of what we have done in the past. We can really still stay excited, but not get bogged down with, oh golly, how am I going to really fit this in? And this is around the amount, whatever it is that we're wanting to accomplish, and also the time frame that we're wanting to accomplish it in. And so let's look at the action steps. The action steps that I'd like you to take a look at is, what are your goals now? And are they moving you forward, or are they slowing you down, or possibly even stopping you? And then reassess, re-look at that, put it into a perspective of what you can chunk it down to that you can achieve. And so you don't want to have this feeling like, okay, it's the first of the month and I'm already excuse me, it's the first of the month and I'm already so far behind that I know that I can't catch up through the month. And so we have that tendency of a self-defeating goal instead of a self-motivating goal. So, reset and go again. But just take a look at where you are. We've got a full quarter left of 2017. let's make it the best quarter of any quarter that you've had in business, because it's magical. When we start releasing the brakes and getting rid of the things that are slowing us down, we are going to see phenomenal results, because we're one phone call away, one connection away. Whatever it is that you're wanting to achieve, it's right there for you. And let's use goals and our vision to propel us and not to slow us or to stop us. So hopefully this has been beneficial for you today. If you have any questions, would like to reach out, my direct email address is included in the verbiage of the Facebook Live. It's simply Gary@GaryBarnesInternational.com. So with that, have a great day, and we'll see you on the next Facebook Live, 1 o'clock Mountain Time. Have a great one. Thanks. Bye.